Hello everyone, it's June from Artsy Lilico, and this video is going to be a quick tutorial where I will show you how to paint this realistic watercolor style croissant on Procreate. If you don't have the brushes yet, I provided a link where you can get them in the description below. You can use any brush you like, but it'll be a lot easier to follow along with the brushes I recommend. The sketch and the color palettes will be available for free. So let's get started. For this demonstration, I'll be using the rich line canvas. So I will put a layer of light tone across the croissant. So I'm going to pick the light tone color. And as you can see, my sketch is on the top under the watercolor texture. And I will paint below the sketch and the watercolor texture canvas. Now pick the wet on dry brush. And I'm going to reduce the opacity to around 50%. And keep the size to around 100%. And to make things easier, I'm going to paint the edges with one simple stroke and roughly fill in the areas in the middle. This maintains a hard edge effect, ensuring clean lines and to improve the overall finish of the painting. And if you are having difficulties with using one stroke like I'm doing, you could use multiple overlapping strokes, and you could always blend them later on. Putting less pressure when you need to get a bit more fine details, and increasing the pressure when you need to fill in large areas like the middle. And now the light tone is finished. Now I'm going to add a medium tone color. Now creating different tones of color helps sense of depth and dimension in this painting. So we're going to create a new layer and pick a darker tone, and I'm going to increase the opacity to around 70%, and we're going to do the insides first, but I'm going to do the outer layer of the outside of the left corner a bit more darker. So here we start in the inside of the corner and just fill out just like this. And the reason why I'm going to only paint the bottom part and then the top left corner for the midtones and leaving the light tones in the middle is because the croissant is kind of curved from the middle part, and it's a lot more lighter in the middle because the light is coming from the right side and touching the nearest part of the croissant. Now I'm going to pick a darker tone color to do the outer left corner. And you can use the same layer as long as it's not touching each other. And just smoothly fill out the left top corner. Now we're going to start blending the colors. So we're going to go to the Layers tab and pinch with using your fingers just like this. And I'm going to use the moving blender. And I'm keeping the size to around 31% and going across all around. When you are using the moving blender, I recommend blending only 2 pigments at a time, using a back and forth motion just to blend smoothly. And make sure the size is not too big, that the moving blender is smudging all over 3 different tones of colors. And I'm keeping the center a little bit lighter, just like this. Now the croissant has an overlapping effect, also known as the lamination effect. The layering of the dough creates this flaky, dark, rich brown color all across the croissant. So to create this effect, we're going to create a new layer, and we're going to use the same mid-tone color that we used before. But we're going to increase the opacity to make it a little bit more opaque. And make sure we're going to put the lines coming inwards from the sketch. So there's a simple technique. I like to put more pressure in the left corner and drag them down and reducing the pressure to give that sharp tapered edge. This will give the croissant this rising effect as it is caving inside, giving that signature look of a croissant. Now we're going to combine the layers and blend them. And we're going to go back to the moving blender and keep the size to around 25%. And again, we're going to blend them slightly like this, working with 2 pigment colors at a time. This will reduce the extra smudging effect and just slightly blend them to make it a bit more natural looking. And if you are enjoying these tutorials, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel to get full free tutorials. Now to create a bit more depth in the folding areas of the croissant, we're going to create a new layer, and we're going to pick the fine line brush, and then we're going to use the darker tone color and reduce the size to around 45% while keeping the opacity at 100%. Now by using the fine line brush to create more depth, it's going to create this folding effect of the croissant, with thicker lines in the outer left corner of the croissant and then dragging them in, tapering off from the inside to give that caving effect. To give a little bit more realism, we're going to put some edges here at the bottom left corner as well. Before we move on, I want to create another layer of darker tone with the fine line brush to give that rich dark brown effect. The lighter tones really give that foundation look of the layer of the croissant, and the deep rich colors that we're going to be adding right now is going to bring that distinct layer effect of the folding of the flaked texture. Now I'm going to add more rich dark tone colors of the brown in the inside of the croissant. And just like this, you're making more depth and richness to this painting. And by adding some darker tone colors on the left side of the croissant, it's going to give that curved look of the croissant as it rises as it's baked. Now to give that distinct look of the croissant's flakiness, we're going to add the wet on dry effect. This will give the appearance of the paint dried up, leaving the edges a little bit darker. So pick a mid-tone color and pick the wet on dry brush, and we're going to create a new layer on top of everything we had. Now reduce the opacity to around 50%, and now we're going to create a bit more depth and also that flakiness effect. You can follow along these sketch areas where I have the lighter tone sketch in the middle. Since the light is coming from the right side, I'm going to be adding some more darkness to the left, and just follow along just like this. And of course, we're going to be putting more darker tone colors in the middle of the inside of the croissant as it is caved in, getting less light from the outside. And the sketches are just guidelines. Play around with it, and you can always delete it, remove it, or erase it if you want to. And the reason why I use a new layer with this effect, because the new layer on top of every painting that we have will give that nice hard edge effect. And second, if you do make mistakes, you could just erase that layer if you need to go back. But if you combine the layers and you work on only one layer, you might have to erase the entire croissant painting. So don't be afraid to work with multiple layers, because if you do run out of layers, you could always combine them, create a new canvas, and then start again. Now we're going to add another darker tone color of the wet on dry effect. It might seem a bit repetitive, but it is so important to create multiple layers because, especially with baked goods and croissants included, we'll have multiple rich tone colors that give that realism. So create a new layer now, and now we're going to drag and make it a bit more darker here. But keep the opacity to around 35-40%, and now we're going to create more deeper lines in the inside to distinct the lines between what is deeper and outer and the rising areas of the dough. Also focus on putting more darker tones in the middle of the croissant because the light is getting reduced in the middle. Now to make this croissant a bit more mouth-watering, we're going to add some shine, which will give that caramelizing golden brown finish, enhancing the melting butter effect. So we're going to go to the gouache layer at the top of the layers, and I'm going to pick the white tone color, and I'm going to pick the gouache brush. By using the gouache layer on the top, it's going to make the painting a bit more opaque I'm going to keep the size to around 30%, and since the light is coming from the right, we're going to focus on the exposures on the right side of the corners of the croissant. And just like this, we're going to put some lines just like that. Now you could break it apart to make it a bit more unique, or you can put it in one line. And you could add some areas where the light, you believe that it's going to be reflecting from the croissant. And even some light at the bottom left corner. Now to finish this painting, we're going to add some shadows. So pick the wet on dry brush, and we're going to pick a dark blue tone color and reduce the opacity to around 25% and increasing the size to 100%. And since I already created the sketch for you guys, you just have to follow along the lines. And just like this, just follow along the lines. As you can see, by reducing the opacity, I'm making the painting in the middle a bit more transparent while giving the edges a bit more darker effect, which is exactly how watercolor effect of shadows look like. Now I will show you a quick tip on how to enhance the shadowing effect for this realistic finish. And it's simply by putting a bit darker tone closest to the painting. So we're going to increase the opacity to around 50% and draw a simple sharp edge corner just like this. Shadows will appear darker, closer to the object because the light is completely blocked off, preventing light from being scattered. And of course, the inside of the croissant is going to be a lot darker because less light is going to be coming in. And from there, we're going to use the moving blender and blend in the shadows a bit together like this to give a bit more gradual change of color shadowing effect. Now to see the final finished product, we're going to remove the sketch by simply going to your sketch area and unchecking the checkbox. And there you have it, beautiful, realistic croissant. And as always, have a wonderful day.